Hey everyone, have you ever snapped at someone because you were stressed or skipped a workout because you didn't feel like it? We've all been there. But here's the thing, when you let your feelings call the shots, you're handing over control of your life to your emotions. Today, we're going to be diving into why you need to stop letting your emotions define your behavior and how to take charge. So let's do this. I'm Crypto Billy, and you're listening to our Motivational Mindset Series right here on our Billy Goat Tales channel. Thanks for tuning in. First, let's get clear. Feelings are important, but they're not always reliable guides. Emotions like anger or like fear or even laziness can push you to act in ways that don't align with your goals or your values. For example, you might yell at a friend because you're upset, only to regret it later. I used to skip a writing session when I felt uninspired, thinking, I'll do it later. I'll do it when I'm in the mood. Well, spoiler alert, that mood rarely came, and my goals suffered. Feelings are temporary, but the consequences of acting on them can last. That's why they cannot be your boss. So let's talk about this idea that feelings are temporary, actions shape your life. So, why do we let feelings take over? Well, it's human nature. Emotions are loud, they hit fast, and they feel urgent. When you're stressed out, your brain screams, avoid that task, don't do it, don't do it. And when you're sad, it's tempting to binge Netflix, right? Instead of tackling your to do list. Society doesn't help us either. It often romanticizes following your heart without warning you that your heart can lead you astray. The problem? Emotional decisions often prioritize short term comfort over long term growth. That's a trap that keeps you stuck. Emotions are loud, but values are steady. So let's talk what's at stake here. When you let feelings dictate your behavior, you sabotage your progress. Maybe you skip job applications because you feel unqualified, or you avoid tough conversations because you're scared. Those choices, those choices pile up. I saw this with a friend who wanted to get fit, but kept saying, I'm too tired to exercise. I'm not in the mood. I'll start Monday. His feelings won over. And a year later, he was in the exact same spot, frustrated. Every time you let emotions override your goals, you're delaying the life you want. That's just too high of a price. And that's why here at Billy Goat Tales, we have 10 cornerstones. And one of them is taking action. You can start in small, bite-sized steps, but take action. So, what's the cost of letting your feelings win out? Well, let me first start with here's the good news. You can choose your actions no matter how you feel. Start by anchoring it to your values. Anchor your actions to your values, not your emotions. If you want to be healthier, remind yourself maybe it's because you want to be healthier because your why for being healthier is living longer. Or maybe it's for your grandkids or your children. That why is stronger than I don't feel like cooking. Next, use the do it anyway rule. For instance, If you're feeling nervous about a presentation, prep and show up anyway. Also, break tasks down into tiny steps to make them less overwhelming. I started writing just one sentence on my off days, and it got me moving. Taking action gets you moving, but you have to take the action. You have to say to yourself, I'm in a bad mood. I'm feeling sluggish. I don't feel like doing anything. I do want to binge watch Netflix, and that should trigger now. No, that's the wrong attitude. I'm letting my emotions take over. I need to let my goals and my values take over. So I am at least going to do this one small step to get moving. And then finally, pause before reacting. Think about that. Pause before reacting. Process that. A deep breath can stop an emotional outburst in its tracks. So this can even relate to a conversation. Somebody says something to you that you feel like you just want to tee off on them. But when you get in the habit of not responding, taking a deep breath, and then responding, you're going to find out that that little tip, that little technique is so powerful. In my work, in my fiat job, I a lot of times have to deal with the toughest problems, the highest level upset customers. We're building houses for them. And I always let them say what they want to say. And in that moment, they cannot say anything to me that's going to get me upset because I built a habit where I need to let their frustration burst, right? I need to let them let it out. We call it letting the balloon pop. So they cannot say anything to me in that moment that's going to upset me or get me frustrated because I built the armor around me and I know not to reply back, have a quick retort based on my emotions. And you can do this in personal conversations as well. Always reply based on your values and not your emotions. In a deep breath, it really does work. And I would say step one is just to anchor yourself to your values. Anchor your responses to your values. Do it all the time. Start really small. To build a resilient mindset, to make it stick, you need a mindset that prioritizes discipline over feelings. Visualize your future self. How will consistent actions get you there? Ask yourself that. That keeps you motivated. Also, practice self-compassion. You'll slip up here and there, and it's okay. Just get back up and get back on track. When I started showing up for my goals, despite my mood, everything changed. I finished projects, built confidence, and I felt in control. Surround yourself with people who support your growth too. That's why we always say FYP, find your people. A strong mindset means your actions reflect your purpose, not your passing emotions. Discipline, it beats feelings every single time. So here's the takeaway. Stop letting your feelings define your behavior. Acknowledge them, but don't let them run the show. When you act based on your values and goals, you're building a life that you can be proud of. So, what's one goal that you're going to show up for no matter how you feel? Share it in the comments. I am rooting for you. If this hits home, smash the subscribe button for more tips on owning your life. I'll leave you with this. Your feelings don't control you. You control you. See you next time, guys. Love you. Crypto Billy out.
You can be tough, you can be hard. is my car. There is only one way to win, one way to be well through loving and giving. There is nothing now.